This week, as we've looked at how Douglas County is rebuilding after the Great Recession, we focused on two industries that have long been a part of the economy there. But there's something relatively new in the mix. Brandy's live in the studio to explain its role in helping Douglas County bounce back. Brandy?
Jennifer, we've seen new wineries crop up in Lane County and in Benton County, but that growth is nothing compared to the explosion in the Umpqua Valley. For centuries, settlers here in Oregon took advantage of the wealth hidden in Douglas County soil. First, it was gold, then crops.
And this is really a rural farming community and had its origins of grape growing a long, long time ago.
The 1880s. That's when vines started coming in from the Midwest and the Napa Valley, planted as a kind of experiment. But the wine industry fizzled out during Prohibition. That meant the modern era of Umpqua Valley wine wouldn't really get started until about 50 years ago.
You had Richard Summer, who came in the 60s, and he started Hillcrest, and Scott Henry, who came back to the family farm and started growing grapes and really expanding it a little bit.
My parents, they settled here and planted the vines in 1971.
Mark Girardet is a second-generation Umpqua Valley winemaker.
I mean, it's been crazy because I remember growing up in the 1980s and everything was kind of just mom and pop.
Back then, he helped his parents glue labels on each bottle by hand. These days, machines all but do that for him. With new technologies making production easier, the industry was once again primed for another surge.
In the 90s, we really saw a lot of big money come into the area, and then the growth really happened.
I mean, I've been in this job about 10 years, so I remember how it was, we talked about kind of this budding industry 10 years ago, and how many more wineries have come online in just the past 10 years.
The growth isn't just fueled by new wineries. Some of the older ones, like Abasella, are expanding, and that expansion is being seen beyond the borders of their vineyards.
We had probably the smallest tasting room in Oregon for 12 years. It was 16-foot square.
These days, customers can try out Abasella's trademark Tempranillo in its new Wine and Vine Center. It's a state-of-the-art tasting room and production facility. Visitors can enjoy a glass of vino while enjoying the view, or sample different vintages in the library, all while new vintages age upstairs. A modern building to showcase what Jones hopes will be the industry of the future in the Umpqua Valley.
There's been a lot more grapes grown in this valley. There's been a lot more wine made here. I think the outer world is hearing about us more.
As beautiful as Abasella's Wine and Vine Center is, another new building puts it to shame. Tomorrow we'll look at how it will help the wine industry and the Douglas County economy bounce back from the recession. Live in the studio, Brandy Smith, KEZI 9 News.